Okay guys, let's take a closer look at this tank. So, have all the controls, you have an auto feeder. But as of right now, we're not going to look at those features. We're going to look at the actual tank itself and how it works. Right here, you have a temperature sensor for the water. I've already filled up this tank to do a leak test, but what I noticed was this. Right here is the high fill line. And when I filled this tank up, that sensor did not even touch the water. So this sticker needs to be moved or something, I don't know. But it goes all the way up to here. And the high water level line is like here. So I filled up just a little bit more to make that work. Let's take a closer look at this filter. So there are little notches here and here. And that's where this thing snaps on. But we can undo this down here, the actual filter. Let's take this out first. It's kind of hard. There we go. So see, these little notches line up here and here, and this lines up here and here. So now we have this off. Let's get that out of the way. So what I figured out was this comes off. So the water comes out of the pump here, in through here, comes out through here, and these sprinklers go on top of here and filters out this. So inside here, not sure if you can tell, but there's a UV light inside there. So we have a filter pad here and the polishing pad here. And then this, as the water feeds down in here, comes underneath of here and out through here. This comes right off. So it slides down in these grooves. So that goes there. This polishing pad there. Filter pad here. And this sits here. Slides down inside here. Goes in these grooves here. It's always a little fidgety for this, and you always have to watch out for these wires here in the back, because if they are not right, and there's about 3 or 4 wires here, this lid will not close. See? If those aren't right, this won't close. Alright, now here is a problem with this tank that I've already figured out. So there are always 3 types of filtration for any fish tank, whether it's saltwater or freshwater. You have chemical filtration, biofiltration, and mechanical filtration. Chemical filtration you don't always need, because that's like running carbon. You don't always need that. But the 2 things you do always need is biofiltration and mechanical filtration. As the water comes up through here and through here, you have your mechanical filtration. You have that, and then your polishing pad. So you're provided another one of these pads with the kit, not a polishing pad. So your biological filtration in most tank, well, all tanks, is always with like some sort of rocks or ceramic media that's very porous, and all the beneficial bacteria lives in that. Beneficial bacteria can also live in your pads, but over time, even after you clean these out over and over, they will just get dirtier and dirtier and dirtier, and you won't want to use them, so you chuck them, right? Same thing for the polishing pad, you chuck it. So now you're out of your biological filtration, and there is no spot in this tank for biological filtration, and that's a huge problem. So what I figured out was maybe doing this. There's a screw here, there's a screw here. So let's take this screw out. Pump sucks up through here, and in here, and into the thing. So, heater goes here. Let's take this off. So this right here is where the water sucks in from the tank. You can adjust this up and down. So what I'm thinking is I will put some biological filtration media inside of here, and it'll sit in this and not take up enough room where it still can't suck water out. It should be enough, you know, to make that work. The second option for biological filtration is where the filters are. So if I take this pad out and my filter pad, if I cut this in half, I can put a bunch of small biological media in here, and that'll give me biological filtration. So I can do that, or I was thinking if I can get small enough stuff I could possibly stick it inside here, but this is teeny tiny small. I don't know if I can find biological media that little, or I could take what I do have with a hammer and kind of smash it up as little as I can get it and pour it all in here. So that's my other option for biological filtration. So tell me in the comments whether y'all guys would go with this route or cutting that pad in half and putting some here. Which route should I do? Or should I do them both? I have no idea. So, alright guys, thanks a lot. Like, comment, and share, and have a good one.